Amaechi and the Southeastern Railways. The urge to take a second look at what Rotimi Amaechi, the Minister of Transportation, said about the Igbos and the Southeastern Railway line in a recent interview with This Day has proved irrepressible, refusing to be ignored in the course of the interview. Amaechi bizarrely said, "So that is the political element to it. It is just like the Igbos are saying, oh, you have done nothing for our side. They merit having a railway, but I have always said that railway construction is not political, it is economics. I'm constructing Lagos-Ibadan, not because I want to satisfy the Yoruba. It is because Lagos-Kano will generate about 11 million tons of cargo. So, in the whole of the country, that figure by far makes economic sense for anybody who wants to construct a railway than going to construct, for instance, from South-South. If the South-South is about 3 million or 4 million tons, I will first and foremost construct Lagos to Kano because it makes more economic sense than doing the one where I come from." Hey, can you imagine? Of all that the Galulous minister said in that interview, these statements rankle most. From what he said, Amaechi does not consider railway line passing through towns in the southeast or even south-south, his own geopolitical zone, important or as important as the ones linking towns in the north. As he uttered these abominable words, one could see the average northerner grinning and saying, "That's my man, go on my minister," while his people's faces are contorted in bitterness, anger and disappointment. From that statement, one can also infer that the transport minister does not understand the meaning of transport. To Amaechi, railway construction is economics, just transporting cargo and making money out of it. As a non-professional and ordinary politician, he cannot understand that the basic meaning of transport is the movement of humans, animals, and goods from one location to another. It is carrying people and things from one place to another. The definition of transport thinks of human beings first before goods and animals. But it appears goods and animals, tons of cargoes, are more important to the Amaechitan human beings. Amaechitan human beings. Pray, when did rail transport become a matter of tons of cargoes? When, please? The basic idea behind modern train services is the transport of human beings, that is, carrying human beings to their destination and workplaces faster and in comfort. That is the basic idea behind the modern train services. But Amaechi is saying another thing. Was this not what informed the construction and quick completion of the modern gauge Abuja-Kaduna Railway to provide alternative to Abuja-Kaduna road transport disruption, which insecurity and terrorist attacks generated? Was it the tons of cargo to be generated or economies that necessitated the construction of that rail line, that is Abuja to Kaduna? Of course, it was human beings and their comforts that necessitated that construction. And this is what Amaechi is saying that the Southeasterners are not qualified for. Can you imagine? Modern trains all over the world are characterized by speed and luxury. They make train journeys a pleasant experience as people are able to get to their destination in record time in comfort and luxury. But here, the transport minister is thinking of rail transport in terms of economics or movement of goods and animals. Can you imagine? Sure, cargo transportation has its place. Transportation of bulk cargoes by train is economical and should be encouraged, but it cannot take the place of transportation of humans. It is only a country that plays politics of deprivation and exclusion that will sacrifice human beings on the altar of imagined material gains. Not long ago, the Joint Committee of the Senate and the House of Representatives on Land and Marine Transport berated Amaechi and his warped sense of economics. The lawmakers were angry with Amaechi over his proposal to construct a standard gauge rail line from Kano to Maradi. Maradi is in Niger Republic. So, the lawmakers were angry with Amaechi over his proposal to construct a standard gauge rail line for Kano-Maradi rail line, while he plans old narrow gauge for other parts of the country, especially the southeast. This was during his defense of his ministry's 2022 budget proposal. After his budget presentation, the lawmakers took him to task with the following observations. First, that of the chairman, House of Representatives Committee on Marine Transports, Pat Asadu, and then his Senate counterpart, Danjuma Goje. Their observation need reproducing here. Now let's go to that of Asadu. Look at what he said. Looking at your key railway projects, which you have highlighted, I think they are worth the spend. We are now looking at the difference between Project D, which is the construction of 284 kilometers Nigeria-Maradi Railway Standard World-Class Line project, against Project C, where you talked about the total rehabilitation and reconstruction of Port Harcourt to Maiduguri Eastern Railway Network, defined as narrow gauge. For a segment of this country that is known for trade and commerce, they need railway as they need air. They need railway as they need air, ikuku. Why is the ministry doing a 284 kilometers of railway track from Kano to Maradi that you will fund with Nigerian money borrowed for Nigerians to be paid for by our children to do? Why do you borrow such money to do a world-class railway to Maradi in Niger Republic? I also know the economy of Niger Republic, and I believe the economy of Southeast is bigger than that of Maradi. You know that. I'm not even talking about South-South. So, what policy guide, what need assessment, what study of the federal character integration would make the Ministry of Transportation to put 284 kilometers railway from the end of the north to the end of the north to Maradi in Niger Republic, and then constructing a narrow gauge in southeast and south-south? Oh my God. This is to me why the integration of this country will always be challenged, because things are done with so much impunity. This is our commonwealth. You borrow money from abroad for Nigeria, which will be paid for by Nigeria. You go to the end of the north, where north has a border with Niger Republic. You construct rail into Niger Republic, a bigger rail, and you say you will fix a smaller, a narrow rail line in southeast and south-south. If on a meganisi, isi odipagema. So Asadu went on. He said, so if we approve this budget for you, you will go and do Kano-Maradi standard rail line and do a narrow gauge rehabilitation for the southeast. My heart bleeds. My heart bleeds. Now let's look at that of Goje. You know, these people replied him because people are seeing clear Nzuzu. Let's look at that of Goje. Now I will read what Goje said. Goje said, I concur with you because we have consistently challenged the minister. Why will you give those of us from the eastern part of Nigeria, from southeast, north central, northeast, the archaic, old, modern, narrow gauge. Then you are now spending a lot of money to do the modern standard gauge to another country. Are people from the southeast, north central, and northeast not Nigerians? Why should there be a double standard in this matter? That is why we are quarreling. You are telling us you are designing Ibadan to Abuja. You are doing Kaduna to Kano. You are doing Abuja to Itakpe and to Warri. What wrong did the southeast, north central, and northeast, particularly the southeast, Benue, Plateau, Taraba, Bauchi, Gombe, Borno, and Adamawa? What wrong did they do? What is wrong with us? Are we not Nigerians? I completely concur with Honorable Pat Asadu. 100%. He's supporting the other person that spoke, Asadu. What response did the Minister of Rail Economics give? He said that $1.3 billion Kano Maradi rail line was not based on sentiment but on economic benefits for Nigeria. In the This Day interview, Amaechi said, "We did not design a Kano Maradi. It was not our idea." Whose idea? He said, "We met it on the table. Somebody told me that it was Goodluck Jonathan government that did the feasibility studies and design and all that, and I don't know how true it is." And now, listen to the Minister of Transportation talking. He said they met the design of the rail line on the table, yet does not know who designed it or what year it was designed. Can you imagine? Of course, the hallmark of politicians like Amaechi are deceit and lies. You know who Amaechi is. Moreover, his argument that Kano to Maradi makes more sense than Lagos to Seme betrays Amaechi's slim knowledge of the sector he is supposed to supervise, a whole Minister of Transportation. It is true that Benin Republic has seaport and is therefore a competitor of West African bound cargoes. But what the minister does not know, or what he has refused to acknowledge, is that nearly 70% of cargoes that arrive at Cotonou port are meant for Nigeria. They either come in legally or illegally. If a cargo train operates from Lagos to Seme and Nigerian ports become user-friendly and time wasting eliminated, those Nigerian cargoes will come to Nigeria legally. The volume of cargoes that will come will be far greater than what Niger imports. It will be like Nigeria taking over port of Cotonou. But the minister fails to see this. Besides, Niger Republic importers will not leave ports that are user-friendly, where goods clearance is quick, there is no delay or unnecessary exploitation, and come to Nigeria because their government signed agreement with you. Businessmen are businessmen anywhere. It is unfortunate that Amaechi has continued to extol the imaginary benefits of Kano Maradi rail line without weighing the security implications for the country. That what is being constructed is the modern standard gauge rail line is an indication that it is more of passenger train that will operate on that route. This implies the huge number of terrorists, bandits, and criminals in Niger and entire Zagreb region will be riding in comfort into Nigeria down to Lagos. Hey, no matter how much they hide the truth, it can never be killed. There is absolutely no reason why Amaechi and President Buhari should construct modern standard gauge rail line to Niger Republic with borrowed funds while giving the southeast, northeast, and north central old narrow gauge. You people are seeing. It is sad to contemplate that a minister from southeastern part, south part of Nigeria would say that rail lines linking Onitsha, the biggest market in West Africa, Aba and Port Harcourt will not be economical as linking Kano with Maradi. The sheer volume of passengers that move from Lagos to southeastern part of the country is enough to sustain a rail line, not to talk of adding cargo train. It is important to remember that Southeast originally did not feature in Amaechi and this government's railway development plan until Senator Engineer Baribe and Southeast caucus of the Senate raised dust on the issue in 2017. The Southeast was then added with the plan to rehabilitate the old narrow gauge Port Harcourt Maiduguri rail line and others. As a matter of fact, one does not need to waste much time on this issue. Truth is always constant, and whatever a man sows, he will surely reap. If Nigeria democracy were to be like advanced countries where people's vote counts, where people's vote determine who rules them, how would people with political ambition talk down on their people after marginalizing them and still hope to win elections? How would corrupt and wicked leaders continue to bestride the political scene? Material code from Business and Maritime West Africa.com. I'm Azuka OJ. I say bye for now.